Hey, my brother, I just want to say to you, yeah? Hey, look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you, yeah? Listen, I just want to say everything you sell at this vendor is absolutely a waste of my time. What is this? Please. What is this rubbish, man? Come on, man. Hey, yo, welcome back to another Division 2 video. And as you can tell by the title, we're going to be getting into my best skill damage build. This is my first PVE build. I'm not even going to waste you guys' time, so let's just get into this. Okay, so let's just get into this build. As you can see, I got 4-piece hardwire, we got 1-piece wyvern, and 1-piece China light. So we're sitting at 714k armor, we got 276k health, and for the skill tiers on this build, we're maxed out at 6. So remember guys, if you want to get the most out of your skill builds, make sure you're sitting at tier 6. That's what I think anyway. But before I get into the skills and the gear pieces, let's just get straight into the weapons. So as you can see, I got a carbine 7 and a classic M1A. Now the reason why I'm using a carbine 7 is because I've been using a lot of LMGs recently, like the Bullet King, like the Pestilence, but I just feel like because of ARs, I haven't been using them. I have got a better AR, but I feel like it's not good towards this build. I just got strained on it, and I'd rather have strained on the LMG. But let's just get back into this. So as you can see, I got 58k damage on the carbine 7. Now remember guys, with this build, I'm not going to be getting a lot of weapon damage. I'm going towards skill damage instead. So that's why I'm so low here. We got 58k damage, 11% assault rifle damage, 7% health damage, and 6% damage to armor, which is a nice roll on the gun. So as you can see, for the talents I got measured. Now the top half of your magazine has 20% rate of fire and minus 30% weapon damage. The bottom half of your magazine has minus 20% rate of fire and plus 30% total weapon damage. So it's just basically the opposite of these two stats here, with the top half and the bottom half of the magazine. If you guys haven't used measured or you're new to it, give it a go. So as you can see, for my second weapon, this is quite important. This is what makes the build just a little bit more stronger. We got a classic M1A. And I'm not going to lie to you, this gun still hits. In heroic missions, in PvP, this gun is still hitting. So we got 10% rifle damage, which I can get to 15%, but I did recalibrate the talent. And let's just get into the talent. So as you can see, we got Spike, which is headshots grant plus 20% skill damage for 8 seconds. So all I got to do is get a headshot, and I'm going to get an extra plus 20% skill damage for this build for 8 seconds. So if I keep hitting headshots with this gun, this is just going to help me with my skills when I deploy them. So we got 12% critical hit damage and 6% damage to armor also on this weapon. So yeah guys, if you're using a skill build, I do suggest having Spike at least on one of your weapons just to help you out. But let's just get into the gear pieces now. So let's get into the mask. We got a wyvern mask. Equipped in 2 pieces give you 15% skill haste, 3 pieces give you 15% skill damage and 15% repair skills. For the 4th piece, we give us the main talent of hardwired, which is feedback loop. Whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill is automatically refreshed and increases total skill damage and repairs by 10% for 20 seconds. This can occur at most once per 20 seconds. So obviously, all I got to do is deploy my seekers. Then when my seekers blow up, I use my sticky bomb. When the sticky bomb blows up, my seekers come back. So that gives me 3 skills of deploys within seconds. So I can just keep doing this and it will refresh and etc, etc. I'm going to get into it in a second. I'm going to show you guys how I use this talent with this build, but let's get into the attributes. As you can see, we got the normal core attribute of +1 skill tier, so you want to make sure you have that there. Of course, that comes with the set. So you got 8.4% skill damage. Now I like to get that maxed out, but I just haven't found a better skill damage mod for the mask. But let's get into the chest piece. So for the chest piece, we got a max 10% skill damage there, and we got a mod slot of 9.7% skill haste. This build's not going towards skill haste as much, but because we got, the 2-piece attribute on the hardwired, which gives us that 15% skill haste, at least just equipped a mod here and there just to help it out a little bit more. Now for the holster, we got a wyvern holster, as I said before. Equipped in 1 gives us that extra 10% skill damage. So again guys, this is another piece, an attribute. We got 10% skill damage, so that's a max roll, and that's gonna give us basically 20% alone on this one holster. So that's really nice. We got another 12% weapon handling. I like to change that to another utility roll there, but I just wouldn't know what I'll change it to. Maybe skill haste, I don't know. But let's get into the knee pad. So we're using a China light knee pad. Equipped in 1 gives us that 15% explosive damage. Now the reason why I've gone with this set is because with the seekers, it's explosive. I think this is going to help the 2 skills together. So we got 9.5% skill damage on here and a max roll of 12% skill haste. I haven't found a max roll of skill damage on the knee pad, but I think that's enough. So yeah, let's get into the glove. which is 10% skill damage attribute there again. So it's just maxing out as much skill damage as we can, which I really think is important. If you're going towards a skill damage build, try and get the most out of it as you can, instead of maybe going for a little bit of armor, a little bit of weapon damage and skill damage. I think, guys, if you want to really get the most out of it, just push towards this one main stat. So as you can see, we're maxed out on that roll. Now for the backpack, we got another 10% skill damage, and for the mod slot we got 10.4% skill haste. So again, we're just maxing out the skill damage and mixing it with skill haste here and there, just to bring our skills back faster. So if you guys didn't know what skill haste is just basically bringing the skills back much faster and helping you to deploy them more often. Alright, cool. So let's just get into the main skills I'm using. We're using a sticky bomb. Now for this one, I'm using the explosive one because I just felt like I wanted to go back to that D1 kind of feel, and I haven't been using it a lot, so I just wanted to show you guys my build with it. We got 4.7% skill haste mod there. I would like to get a better one, but if you want to use a burn one, you can use duration. Now for the next one, I'm using a 6.8% damage. So that's just putting up the damage on the sticky bomb is helping much more. And some of you guys might not want more damage, you want the blast radius. You could go towards blast radius, but because this is my best mod for the sticky bomb so far, this is what I'm equipped in. As you can see, for the main damage, I'm sitting at 5.1 million, and for PvP damage, I'm sitting at 1.1 million. Now, I haven't really tried this out in PvP, so I'm sitting at tier 6. As you can see, it's giving us that plus 60% damage, plus 70% blast radius, and 90% skill haste. Of course, some of you guys might say, why don't you go for overcharge? But I feel like overcharge isn't that worth it as it seems. And you guys can use this with the exotic backpack. You guys can, use different things, try to change things around, but this is the way I'm kind of doing it. So let's get into the second skill. So as you can see, I'm sitting at 4 million damage on the Seeker Mine, and this is the explosive one. So I'm using this one because it gives me more damage. 60% damage extra for the tier 6 and an extra 30% radius. So for the mods, I'm going to show you my mods now. The mods are not too good. We got 5.1% skill haste, it's 3.6% health, and we got 3.3% damage. So again, this build is not maxed out at all, but I'm just trying to get as much skill damage as I can, and I just need to improve on my skill mods because that's what's really lacking at the moment. So as you can see, I haven't got any really good damage ones. That's the only one I've got. So yeah. Now let me just show you guys how I would use this build. So what I usually do is I try to get a headshot, get that spike activated. As you can see, throw my Seeker Mines out first. So I don't use my sticky bomb, use my Seeker Mines first, let it blow up. Then I use my sticky bomb after, and as you can see, my Seeker Mine comes back. So that's what Hardwired does. It gives you that extra chance of your other skill coming back after you've destroyed your next skill. But again, guys, you can use this with any skill, any talents, any kind of build you want to make with this. But for me, I just like the sticky bomb and the Seekers. The reason I like the sticky bomb is just because of that Division 1 feel. I've been playing that from day, so just using it again was pretty nice. And it's a nice combination because they're both explosive. The Seeker Mines come back pretty fast after Hardwire is activated, and I just feel like this is good for me. Also, guys, I just want to say, I know there's many other ways about going this build. I could use more China Light to get an extra 10% skill haste and more status effect, but because I'm not going towards much of a status effect, I think that's not really important, because if I was going towards burning, bleeding, maybe I'd consider it. But if you guys want to do that, you can do that. Also, you can use the Hana-u, which is going to give you more skill damage, so you could go that way. And you could get rid of using all the Hardwire. You could go towards just all yellows and just max out your skill damage and different attributes. So that's that as well, but just for me, because I like getting that extra skill back within that certain amount of time which Hardwire gives you, I think it's really nice. Alright, so for the specialization, I'm using a technician specialization. Some of you guys might be asking me, why am I using this? And the reason I'm using this is because of this passive talent here called Overclocked CPU. It gives us plus 10% skill damage. And what is this build? We're covering skill damage. So I just wanted to get the most damage I could get out of this by utilizing different perks and stuff, and this is what's helping. Also, guys, if you want to change up your build and you want armor or weapon damage on one piece, replacing it from a skill tier, you can do that, and you can sit at 5 skill tiers and then still be at 6 because of the technician specialization, which is giving you +1 skill tier. So you can be sitting at 6 with one piece that has weapon damage or armor, which I think is really nice. So you guys want to change up your build or use different things, and you can go this way with it. The specialization has a few other perks that you might like. Gain 15% bonus armor while aiming a skill. So you guys might want this, I don't know, 50% pulse resistance. There's loads of other things here, guys, for your hive. You can just look through it and decide if you want to use this for your build. This is my first PvE build as well for the channel. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, oh boy, you're missing out, man. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification. But I will be doing some gameplay videos for you guys. I got loads of new series coming to the channel, more new ideas, so stick around. I ain't going nowhere. As you can see, Ben is just testing out his M4, just seeing what he can do with it. He's getting pretty frustrated, but you know how it is, man. We're all surviving out here. Alright guys, it's been Division Addiction, and I'm out.